Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1985 Toyota Corolla Levin GT Apex, the final of the AE86 vehicles we've had to take on the course. Two Sprinter Trainos and two Corolla Levins, and today with this, the 85 Corolla Levin. And let me be clear, I don't like these vehicles, I don't like the culture that surrounds them, I don't particularly like the cars themselves. However, the one thing I will absolutely give the AE86 credit for in this game is all four of them have a different, unique racing modifications, which I think is great. And this final one, I think, has to be my favourite. I think this looks absolutely exquisite. The sort of faux wide body, the yellow, black and white, it just looks awesome. Yeah, easily my favourite. There's sort of a few sort of faux wide bodies and then an Advent livery and sort of a generic sort of bluey touring car livery. But this one is the ultimate, the favourite. Of course, this one has the number 86 on the side of it as well, which makes it even cooler. A fantastic looking car, and one that should be a decent performer as well, because for those of you who haven't kept up with the other AE86s, the 85s are going to run turbo and the 83s are running naturally aspirated, which puts this car in a good position to do very well. And in fact, the current quickest AE86 to go around was actually the Corolla Levin in its naturally aspirated guise. So in theory, this turbocharged car should do very well indeed, but we will find out when it goes to our track. Front engine, rear wheel drive, 264 horsepower, 825 kilos, a decent enough power to weight ratio, in all honesty. So yeah, I'm hoping to get decent things out of this car. Anyways, the Corolla Levin GT Apex is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Lounge track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Cultus Pikes Peak version. That car's at a time of a 26.540. Obviously, this car isn't beating that because, well, the quickest Levin Terreno, whatever we've had, it currently sits in, where's it gone? 350th place with a 31.441. So yeah, not exactly setting the world on fire in 350th, but there we go. Hopefully we'll see how this one does. Now, there's also the potential that the turbo is just going to make this car worse to drive. We did see the very first one that ever ran was a 85 Sprinter Traiano with the turbo, and that car, all it really wanted to do was go sideways, as sort of stereotypically AE86s do. So yeah, be interesting to see how this one copes, if we can sort of keep it under control as it goes around. Obviously, light rear-wheel drive car. We saw last time how those should drive with the Savannah GT Turbo, but obviously this is not a Savannah GT Turbo. This is the Corolla Levin. So, up to the line, 31.419, a little bit quicker than the turbo car, or the NA car. Sorry. If I remember, the NA car made about 210-ish horsepower. So for this to make 264, it should make it, I would say, significantly quicker. I don't know if significant's quite the right word, really, because it's not a ridiculous amount of power. It's not like the difference between a naturally aspirated Supra and a turbocharged Supra, where it's sort of measured in the hundreds. That's really just about a 50 horsepower boost. But it should still really help it through the corners of this track. 31.143. That's so good that it's actually gone out of range, so this car's jumped about 300th places by just going 0.3 quicker, which really is the state of the leaderboard at the moment. There's a lot of closed cars, and then right, we need a bit of a run up because we almost lost the rear end there. Yeah, there's a lot of close cars on the leaderboard, but there's also a lot of cars that aren't so close. So yeah, you end up with some interesting gaps in the leaderboard, and you also end up with a lot of cars that are close by, but a 31.143 will basically put this with a ton of lower mid-end saloon cars, so it'd be interesting to see if we can get a little bit quicker out of this. Although, judging by that first bit, maybe not. Like I say, honestly, 0.3 of an improvement through the turbo, that makes sense to me. That's a really decent line through that corner there. Yeah. There could be a little bit of time in there. You might be able to push it out of the 31s, but I'd say, like I say, for what I'd sort of expect a turbo to do to the car, yeah, that's pushed it about as far up as I'd really expect it to. So, yeah, ultimately, the final A86 we drove, pretty good car. Can't really complain too much. A little bit sort of loose on the rear end, which again is sort of what these cars are designed to be. So I can't be too shocked with that. But yeah, even still, yeah, okay. That's pretty much about what I was expecting from it, really. Could have had a little bit of a quicker sector too. I think there might be like a little fraction of time in there. Not like an incredible amount, but definitely a little bit. But no, we'll take that. A 31.143 will place this into 311th place. Goes in between the Mazda Roadster 1.8 VS and the Chrysler Phaeton. It is quicker than an Acura Integra GSR, quicker than the Dodge Neon, Fairlady Z version R2 by 2, quicker than the Alfa Romeo 155, Acura NSX with the 4-speed auto, DB7 Volante, quicker than the Mark II Tourer V, which has like double the power this does, so that's pretty good. Slightly slower than Golf 4 GTI, Prelude, Skyline GTS Type S. That's pretty good, actually, to be fair, to be around there. Slower than Tom's T111, which of course is the other version of the Terreno Sprinter combo. Yeah, not bad, actually. To be fair, considering the car, not bad at all. Slightly slower than Nissan Slatey as well. But a lot of this stuff that's quicker than it sort of makes more power, to be fair. So, yeah, I'd say, like I say, overall, a pretty good time. It's quicker than a bunch of Supras as well, which is worth pointing out, which is quite funny. And the 180 SX Type X. Of course, if you click the link down below in the description, you can go to the full Hot Lap Classic leaderboard and sort of compare this car to the cars around it, if you really want to sort of keep looking and digging and seeing what's quicker than this. But no, I think overall, a pretty successful end to the AE86s, and fortunately, I don't have to rant about the AE86 ever again, at least for now, which is good. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.